Oh hi. Biarritz, the city in the southwest of France, in department the Atlantic Pyrenees. The region New Aquitaine. It is located along the coast of Basques, on Saint Martin's Cape, and almost closely adjoins the cities of Anglet and Bayonne. Luxurious seaside climatic and balneological resort of France. During a great era, the vacation spot and treatments of the aristocracy and royal persons, now presidents and other high-ranking officials. Thanks to powerful waves of Atlantic, Biarritz is the world-famous center of surfing. In 4 kilometers from the city there is an airport connecting the city with many cities of France and Europe. In 3 kilometers from the downtown the railway station, time and way direct flight to Paris is located. Montparnasse Station. By high-speed train TEV makes 4 hours 15 minutes. Biarritz is located on border between the Basque Lands and Gascony. On all office buildings of department near flags of France and the European Union, also red, green, white flags of Basques are located. Geography. Biarritz is located on the Atlantic coast of the southwest of France in the depth of the Bay of Biscay, near the Spanish-French border. The Captain Martin on with the beacon of Biarritz is established at border between the sandy beaches of the Silver Coast of France beginning far in the north in Gironde and the steep rocky coast stretched from here to the south to the Basque Lands. Biarritz is constructed on several hills located along the coast. City quarters come directly to several bays and beaches of fine sand, including the central Grand Place beach, which is regularly mapped thanks to the systems of positioning and sea vessels equipped with sonic depth finders. Biarritz is located on lands of the historical province of Le Bourdon at the western border between the Basque Lands and Gascony. The territory of the commune is in an extreme southern point of an area of Gascon language. According to the Sander database, on the territory of the commune only the Atzenets channel, which, having passed through Anglet, falls into the Adour River in the territory of Bayonne, proceeds. Before, prior to development of the city and change of the course of streams, the settlement differed in the hilly territory partially overgrown with Newtiosnic, partially boggy, with streams and springs. These streams fell into the pond which was between the Marbella beaches and the Milady, on which place treatment facilities are located now. Climate. Biarritz is discovered by sea winds as the city is located an amphitheater on the ocean coast. Winters here soft and the summer heat is quite tolerant. Thanks to such favorable climatic situation, Biarritz in 1912 was allocated with the official status of the climatic and balneological resort of France. 3 factors have an impact on the local mode of winds. Atlantic Ocean, Pyrenean ridge and system of local breezes. The warm sea winds bringing in the summer humidity and freshness, and in the winter soft weather prevail. Warm winds of the southern direction are formed by effect of the hairdryer. Really, the air masses arriving from Spain lose the humidity, passing through the Pyrenees, and heat up, losing height. In the winter, temperature in Biarritz is often higher than temperature in other regions of France. Average values of temperature are in Biarritz at a mark 8 C in the winter, and approach 20 C in the summer. Long rainfall on the Basque coast is a rarity, of course, except for winter storm. More often they are shown in the form of short-term storm-heavy rains. History. In 1152 the Duchess of Aquitaine Eleanor married Heinrich Plantagenet, who became the sovereign of the Duchy of Aquitaine. The eldest son of the King of England Henry III, Prince Edward, inherited the duchy and was betrothed with Eleanora Castilskaya, who brought him the rights for Gascony. On lands of modern Biarritz at top of the outstanding cape which served as the place of observation of whales, British built the strengthened lock, using the base of old ancient Roman construction. This lock, the called Ferragus, had a double belt of strengthenings, walls 2 meters thick, the drawbridge in 4 towers. Mentions of this lock were available in 1603. Royal diplomas of Henry IV. Further from the lock there was one tower where in 1739, according to the decision of the Sea Minister of France, arranged the Myachny construction, serving as a navigation reference point. The tower was destroyed in 1856. Resort Biarritz, which found the wide recognition in the 19th century, is constructed on the place of the small village of whalers, existing since the 11th century, which in 1843 was noticed by the writer Victor Hugo. He expected a possibility of transformation of Biarritz into the beach city. Initially the village had 2 residential areas, quarter around Street Martin's Church and quarter in Fishing Port, under protection of the Lock of Belair Ferragus. On the coat of arms of the settlement the big whaling bark, which remains a city symbol, also now is presented. The local population has Visconti origin. However, it is difficult to establish existence of the Basque or Gascon roots. From the administrative point of view, till 1790 Biarritz was a part of the Basque province of Liberden. The first beacon was built here in 1650. At the end of the 18th century in France sea bathings become fashionable, and in 1808 in Biarritz Napoleon I took sea baths. The Empress Lavinia spent here on vacation 2 months in 1854. Then the Emperor Napoleon III disposed to build the residence which is initially called Villa Lavinia here, nowadays Hotel du Pale. His circumstance attracted a great number of the European crown persons to Biarritz, and the resort became famous as the King of Beaches and the Beach of Kings. In October 1868, during a regatta of Biarritz, crews of the messenger ships of a flotilla of the western coast of France, Chamois and Argus, had honor to receive the Empress Lavinia and her son of the Prince of the Empire on a pine forest. Biarritz became the meeting place in September 1865 of the Iron Chancellor of Bismarck with the Emperor Napoleon III, on which the first Chancellor sought to get support of the French Emperor in Prussian policy. In Biarritz remained several buildings, unusual to this place, among which the two-dome Orthodox Church, demonstrating popularity of Biarritz among the Russian aristocracy before the October Revolution in Russia. Magnificent visits of Grand Dukes didn't find documentary confirmation and remain an element of local folklore. However, the resort was regularly visited by various Russian celebrities. Period of the Great Era. In days of the Great Era in Biarritz, the salt balneary opened. The building was designed by the architect Lagardi. The first stone was put in December 1892 by the Queen of Serbia Natalia Obrenović, and the ceremonial opening took place in June 1893. To give hydrochloric solution from briscus, in whom the content of salts by 10 times exceeded salinity of sea water, laid the underground pipeline more than 20 kilometers long. This balneary was closed in 1953, and in 1968 her building was demolished. The French politician Count Gaëtan de la Rochefoucauld located in Biarritz in 1873. His manor was visited by many celebrities of that era, including the Queen Victoria in 1889 and the Princess Yarovskaya in 1893. In 1947 the country house became a boarding school at Lyceum. After a manor the municipality of Biarritz redeemed a country house took down to build other building. In 1894 in Biarritz opened the Biarritz Bonheur department store, which became the temple of fashion and luxury. It was expanded twice, in 1911 and in 1926. As of 2013 in this building the department store of Galeries Lafayette network is located. At the beginning of the 20th century most of employees of department store knew English. Biarritz is also closely connected with the history of the French fashion, in particular with the House of Chanel. In 1915 Coco Chanel opened in Biarritz, the third boutique of the house on Edward 7th Avenue. According to the Campaign Truce on June 22, 1940 by results of the French campaign which is successfully held by Germany, the city departed in a zone of the German military authorities, since June 25. The German military fleet arrived in the city in July of the same year. At the end of 1942 the captain of the 3rd Rank Ludwig ordering the 286th Division of Coastal Artillery conceived and created together with Todd's organization the Extraordinary Command Post on the basis of Hotel Regina. Received the code name BA 3940. This cave was dug day and night by the concluded concentration camps 222. Throughout World War II Germans used rocky breaks of Biarritz for creation of the Atlantic shaft. The thought over defense in Biarritz remained isn't demanded as the landing of Allies didn't land here. On March 17, 1944 the city was bombarded by aircraft of Allies. The second wave of air raid destroyed Airfield Parme. After release in the city several months, the American University of Biarritz, where soldiers of Allied forces studied, was located. In 1957 the American screenwriter Peter Vertel, being together with future spouse Deborah Kerr in Biarritz driving through a case of shootings of the screen version of the novel, Also There Ascends the Sun, I got up on the board sent by his friend from California. It served as the beginning of surfing in Biarritz. The first surfers competed with each other, and soon this hobby became Massachusetts thanks to quality of waves on the Atlantic coast. Now the city is one of the European and world centers of the sport. In August 2019 in Biarritz the 45th summit of the Group of Seven took place. At the end of the beginning of the 20th century Biarritz became popular among the Russian nobility. In 1892 in the city the Orthodox Church of Alexander Nevsky was consecrated. Fyodor Shilipin lived in Biarritz on the country house. In September 1897 here in Victoria Hotel AP. Chekhov according to whom, the most interesting here, the ocean spent 2 weeks. He rustles even in very calm weather. Here often there came with parents Volodya Nabokov. Become the world-famous writer, he remembered stay in Biarritz as life in paradise subsequently. In Biarritz the Grand Duke Dmitry Pavlovich married American Audrey Emery. Alexander Bloch, coming here in the summer of 1913 on the advice of doctors, left memoirs, extremely impartial for the resort. Biarritz is flooded by the petty French bourgeoisie, so even eyes were tired to look at ugly men and women. And in general it is necessary to tell that I was very much bothered by France, and there is a wish to return to the cultural country, Russia, where there are less fleas, there are almost no Frenchwomen, there are foods. Bread and beef. Drink. Tea and water. Beds. Not 15 arshins of width. Wash basins. Here basins of which it is never impossible to pour out all water, all dirt remains at the bottom. After the Russian Revolution and emigration in the city, there lived Prince Alexander Petrovich Oldenburgsky. In the years of World War II in Biarritz there lived spouses Georgy Ivanov and Irina Odoratseva, the Trimoreskovsky and Zenata Gippius, and also Taffy. The Russian writer Vasily Aksyonov, and also the TV host Alexei Lushnikov, who shot the documentary Ambassadorial Church about Alexander Nevsky Cathedral and its prior Father Georgy, lived in Biarritz. Biarritz always lived the ocean. In the beginning it was trade of fish and whales, but later, at the end of the 18th century, thanks to medical nature of local air and water according to the recommendation of doctors, the first vacationers and health resort visitors appeared here. Biarritz is a part of uniform agglomeration together with the neighboring communes Anglet, Bayona, Bidar and Buko, who conduct joint management of Biarritz Anglet Bayona of the airport. Local economic activity in Biarritz is focused mainly on tourism, sport, golf, surfing and rugby. Thalassotherapian and industrial production. In Biarritz, the enterprise of the large French aerospace company Dassault Aviation, which makes composite elements and carries out assembly of the fuselages of the Falcon planes, works. Thanks to sources of hydrochloric waters moved to the city on the pipeline from Briskas. Biarritz is also the balneological resort specializing in treatment of lymphatism. The territory of the commune is included in the area of the allowed production of Osorati cheeses. Transport. Biarritz is served by paid highway A. Landesseite to Biarritz. Through Biarritz there passes former Highway 10 which connects Paris with Andam, but now this route is transferred to category of the departmental road. 810. The railway station of Biarritz is in a quarter of Lonegres, in the southwest part of the city. The high-speed trains TAF come to Biarritz. From 1888 to 1948 Biarritz was connected with Bayona 3 tram routes for which the meter track was constructed. Biarritz is served by the airport of Biarritz Anglet Bayona, which is located in the territory of Anglet's communes and Biarritz. Biarritz is served by 10 routes. Some work only at night, some only in summer months. Bus network Chronopolis, which connects the city with other communes of agglomeration. Anglet, Bayona, Bidar, Buko, Saint-Pierre-de-Riab and Tarnos. In 2013 3 free shuttle services served the central part of the city, the quarter of Saint-Charles and beaches of Côte d'Ibasque. Opportunities for rest and treatment. The city is located on the bank of the small cozy Bay of Biscay of the Atlantic Ocean. In this bay there was a special form of a bottom which promotes formation of continuous waves, has made Biarritz especially attractive to the people surfboarding. Not accidentally here, on the Bank of Basques, the annual festival of surfing is held. In the summer of 2007 there took place the big anniversary festival here. The first European daredevils swept on boards in Biarritz in the summer of 1957. The climate of Biarritz is defined by the ocean and proximity of the massif of the Pyrenees. The warm Gulf Stream current is Biarritz attractive, and for those someone love just beach vacation. And if on all Atlantic coast of France water temperature, even in the hot summer, doesn't exceed plus 17, then in Biarritz she reaches also plus 25. In Biarritz work several magnificent with spa centers at hotels. Climate in Biarritz warm, moderately damp. Average annual temperature plus 13. 5. Relative humidity minus 68-75%. Fixed assets of treatment: ocean bathings, aerotherapy, sand and solar bathtubs. Museum of the Sea. The building of the Museum of the Sea, executed in style of Art Deco, is built in 1933 closely to the rock on the Adelaide Plateau at the edge of water. Marine animals and birds are represented in a collection of the museum. A symbol of the Museum of the Sea is the white octopus. The Historical Museum of Biarritz is in walls of the old Anglican church St. Andre, redeemed by municipality in the early 80s. In Biarritz it is also possible to visit Chocolate Museum and the Museum Asiatica, where on the area of 800 square meters works of art from India, Tibet, Nepal and China are submitted. Architectural heritage. Rock of the Saint Maiden, traditional symbol of Biarritz. The rock on this place was punched according to Napoleon III's order to arrange port shelter. In 1865 established the statue of the Saint Maiden, acquired at the French-Spanish exhibition in the next Bayana here. The old wooden transitional bridge conducting to the rock was destroyed in 1887, and on his place there was a bridge of work of Studio of Eiffel which allowed to pass on the rock even during bad weather. Being on this rock it is possible to observe all coast of Biarritz. Avigna's country house. In 1854 the Emperor Napoleon III ordered a construction of Hôtel du Pale, which intended as a gift for his spouse Eugenie de Montico. This palace, which was initially the vacation spot of the Empress, accepted a great number of aristocratic persons and celebrities of that era subsequently. In 1905 the palace was transformed to hotel where Winston Churchill, Vladimir Putin, Coco Chanel and Frank Sinatra stopped. The confectionery Marmont, located on the area of Place Clemenceau, was opened in 1872. The shop and its interior are classified as a historical monument to France. Here the King of Spain Alfonso XIII and the Queen of Portugal Emilia Orleanskaya liked to visit. According to the French playwright Maurice Rostand, by 5 o'clock, here remained less cakes than queens, and less from women than grand dukes. Angleterre Hotel. In the majestic building on the street of Rue Mazagran before there was an Angleterre Hotel, opened in 1870. His lattice of gate is classified as a historical monument. The Plaza Hotel. The building in style of Art Deco on the Handout Avenue Edouard 7. House 7, now the branch of the Bank of Barclays. The classified historical monument. His basic columns are decorated with Auguste Leber's mosaic. The city casino, constructed in style of Art Deco, is located in the downtown at an edge of the central Grand Place beach. It was reconstructed in the 1990s. The beacon in Biarritz was built in 1834 on the Cape Saint Martin, which from the sea is looked through best in this part of the Bay of Biscay. Villa Belzo was constructed between 1880 and 1895 on the project of the architect Alphonse Bertrand on the rock portage for Marie Belles du Brau. During an era called the 20th, there were apartments, cabaret and the Russian restaurant opened by Igor Stravinsky's son-in-law here. At the time, the country house had glory of a last refuge of incorrigible revelers. The estate Franson was under construction since 1880 by request of John Pennington Meller, the prosperous shipowner. Now this complex is the classified historical monument and a place of unpretentious holiday rest. Religious architecture. The Imperial Chapel was constructed in Biarritz in 1863 in honor of victories of the French troops in Mexico. The church Saint Martin Street, Martin's Church, has a remarkable pediment with the bell tower, which was bleached annually that it served as a navigation reference point to fishermen. The church was reconstructed approximately in 1450 and then reconstructed in Gothic style in 1541. During an era of pre-revolutionary France, in church communal meetings where the mayor, abbot and members of city board participated were held. The Saint Church of Avignon was under construction from 1898 to 1903 on the place of an old chapel of Notre Dame Deputy, in honor of Blessed Virgin Mary grieving or pardoning. In an interior of church, beautiful stained glass windows of work of Luc Olivier Merson are used. The Russian Alexander Nevsky Church, of the Russian Orthodox Churches of Western Europe, on Imperatrice Avenue, is built by Archiepiscopia in the Byzantine style at the expense of the Russian donors and municipality at the end of the 19th century. Natural heritage. The steep rocky coast of Biarritz since the beginning of the 20th century tests a constant erosion, decreasing by 70 cm every year. It isn't possible to stop this trend yet, despite active works of municipality. Beaches. In the territory of Biarritz there is a number of wonderful beaches. Miramar Beach, Grand Place, Portvaio, Côte de Basque, Marbella Beach and Beach of the Melody. Natural zones. The municipality looks after the timberland of 120 hectares and also two lakes, Lac Marion and Lac Mourescot. The city park was opened in 1903 in the downtown opposite to the southern station, which is turned into the city cultural center now. In the territory of the commune there is also a park, Maison Park, and the garden Jardin La Housse. Also far. Write comments. Read comments. Interesting people will tell interesting stories. All of good mood and good luck.